the royal bloodline. We are back, we are back, we are back. And I am excited today because the message I got was melanin makes us magic. And it just made me feel so good. It just made me feel so good. And, you know, melanin sets us apart. Okay? Melanin, we've been down talked for our melanin for centuries, and for it to be a hidden secret that it's a superpower is I don't even know the word for it. I don't even know the word for the irony, the catch 22. Okay, somebody fill me in with the proper phrase. It's just crazy how the power was always within us, and how much the power of our minds also, though. The power of our minds. And now that we're changing our minds to see ourselves as higher level beings, as a people worthy of remembering, a people of worthy of building, rebuilding, and creating, and having a legacy to pass down to our children. I feel like there's so much power in that, and we're manifesting it. Okay, everything that we have learned as individuals in regards to manifesting our manifesting money, manifesting your dream job, manifesting your car, your house, you know what I'm saying? All of those same methods can be applied to our desired lifestyle, okay, as a people, for our community. And with the power of us coming together, it is magic, okay? Our bodies are ready. We are susceptible to work with the ethers, okay? Also, I was thinking about how Hoodoo principles, they just keep us so connected in nature. Yesterday, I kind of made the discovery that, when they took us away from our native practices, which we wouldn't have called it spirituality. It's just life. You know what I'm saying? It's just connection. It's just something that is innate within us to be connected to and recognize the life cycles, the moon cycles, the way the night sky changes, the way the stars or the trees, winter cycles and whatnot, right? It's innate in us for us to recognize that. And when we were taken away from that perspective and told that, we should worship this one thing here in this corner, okay, something that was not native to us at all, something that just only created fear. We gave a lot of energy and power to the church, to Jesus, okay? Let's just call it what it is. We gave a lot of energy to that. But now that we recognize the Most High God, because even Jesus takes away from recognizing that Jesus says you can't even talk to the Most High God, source divine of all. That you have to only go through Jesus. You can't even talk to divine source energy, Father God, many of us call. And disconnecting us from our ancestors, not having any appreciation from where we come from. This is what diminished our power. Okay, this is what has made us weaker. Okay, and not being connected with nature, not seeing especially with no longer being nomadic, no longer having a lifestyle where you just walk outside barefoot and you just look up in the sky, you know what I'm saying, and are one with things, being on somebody else's schedule, not eating natural foods, wild foods. Thank you, Isabella. Thank you for your compliments. Wow. Thomas, your comment is not appreciated. If you don't like it, you can get on. Okay? All praise to the Most High Power. We are grateful. Melanin makes us magic. Let's raise the vibration. All praise to the Most High Power. We are grateful. Use your personal power. Exactly. And they want us to use it, okay? So, how does melanin make us magic? It's actually scientific, okay? Melanin, like, vibrates with everything. I don't even know the terms, okay? It has a receptor. Everything in the universe has a receptor for melanin, okay? Which means that this energy can be passed on and transcend and transmute, okay? We can hear from it and turn into it. I'm trying to just give you, I'm just trying to figure out best way to say. And it's our direct connection with spirit as well as the world around us. And so with that, we can change it. With that, we can change the world around us with our minds because we vibrate high enough to do so. Our open pineal glands, okay? If we all think a thought on one accord or start putting certain ideas on one accord, we will manifest it, okay? How long it will take has to do with how hard we believe. So get excited. That is why Spirit wants us to stay excited. Okay? You know, and also what really helped me and what's helping me, like, kind of get through. I read somebody say, like, they were listening to some revolution music, and that was the only thing that calmed her rage. And I really resonated with that, like this rage feeling, like you want change, you want to will something in existence, you want to be able to overcome this situation that is so much bigger than you, right? It's like, what can I do? I don't have any money, I don't have any time, blah, right? Using your personal power, I really find that doing things like making these videos, taking steps like going on a fast, okay? Making yourself better and getting yourself in a better position for some miracle opportunities to open up is exactly what you can do, okay? You don't have control over, you know, if you don't have enough financial power, you can't just manifest your own land, right? You don't have control over how the U.S. is going to fall, right? Making it fall faster and making sure that you get out easy, right? You don't have any control over that, but you do have control over the fact that you can be like, okay, well, I know that if everything goes to shit, I want to make sure that I know how to build things that people can use. So you start focusing on being a carpenter, making chairs and tables and stuff, or certain tools. Okay, Spirit is telling me is learning how to make tools used for gardening from hand. Okay, things of that nature. Learning how to make things, everyday household things from hand. I don't know, they just gave me that as a skill, okay? As something that we can focus on and using our own personal power. So it might become like a hobby, like you might crochet, right? You might make clothes as cute as a hobby, but it might end up being that you clothed a whole village because of that skill, okay? Or that in the new world, you really are a seamstress or the clothes maker of some sort. I think it's funny how people come into the live stream and it's like they question you about your own stuff instead of like taking it in. And I think this is a message for the community, even though I'm responding to a comment that I see in the stream. You know, when you go to somebody's space and they are the speaker, you know, just because you may know some things about something doesn't give you the right to try to take away from the performer or the host or whatnot. You know, make sure that when you go and when we communicate with each other, that we are having our listening ears, that we have 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to talk, okay? Because it does not serve either party to try to one up another or try to correct each other and micromanage people's thoughts. I mean, that you don't have control over anybody else's thoughts, and it's super rude to try to like tell somebody else about their journey and not show the respect for the fact that they have come to a place for a reason and that they are the ones speaking because they deserve the respect to be heard, right? It's their time to speak, regardless of whether or not you like it. Okay, so I'm just responding to people in the comments who try to, what are you talking about it? What? Try to micromanage the person that they have walked into their realm. You walk into my house and then you try to question me about what I'm doing in my house. You could leave, okay? Or you could learn. So, yeah. Resolution and healing. Serendipity. So things are going to happen. That's why you want to like stay ready so you ain't going to get ready. Okay? Because something's going to happen serendipitously. Something unexpected. Okay? So you want to be clear-minded. Okay? Good hygiene. Healthy. You know, feeling confident. You don't want to be like, wait till later or keep procrastinating. And then here comes the opportunity, the serendipitous opportunity. And you're like, you know, you just don't feel confident and, you know, you don't gain the trust. All right. So resolution and healing came in the reverse. I had it on here in the reverse. And I feel like it's a lot of resolution and healing that needs to be done. And it starts with self though. You know, once you've really healed yourself, you kind of come to this place where it's like you don't need an apology from anyone else. You just will and will not tolerate certain things and deal with certain people. Like when you have to go off and heal yourself, no, you may not return back to them same people who hurt you. You're not going to go back to that same man or woman or family member, right? But that doesn't mean that you give up on love or your people in general. You just know like, okay, healed from that, learned my lesson in that, but that doesn't mean that you know, forgiving that, but that doesn't mean that you have to interact with that person. Create and express. That's all Spirit wants us to do, is just to make something pop. Every single one of us, whatever it is, He's given us each a gift, okay? And Spirit is asking you to go now. Do that thing you've always known. You know, if you know how to heal something, man, start speaking about it. If you're like an animal whisperer and you know about like dogs and how they need to be trained, and it's so important that they get the training they need so that they can be happy pets, and you just, that's your gift, you know what I'm saying? You need to start speaking on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's obviously there's a need, you know? If you know, if you have the ingredients for the healing soup, you need to tell us. If you know the perfect combination for the crystal bracelet, it's time, okay? Like, whatever it is, everybody has something to offer, and it is time to take it seriously, okay? And you're never too young or too old. You are never too young or too old. But for you old people, stop waiting. And for you young people, stay focused. Life purpose, period. Spirit is just coming around to say, yeah, she be knowing what she talking about. Like, she may be talking in her circle, but she be knowing what she talking about. Life purpose, period. Get on that. That's all the Most High God wants from us, is to get into our life purpose mode. And that is the only thing that matters, is getting in alignment with your life purpose. Obviously, if your stability is upside down, okay, you take one step at a time to walk towards your life purpose, which may include your stability, right? But you know what I'm trying to say without me overly elaborating. Okay, so I have self-care and integration here. And I feel like part of that self-care and integration is learning how to say no. Standing on business about you, your energy, okay? And, you know, people hate to see us be in this energy, especially us women. They feel like this is just a mean old, okay? They hate to see us say that, but we need to do it more, okay? Start having your boundaries up and stay focused on yourself. You know, and you know who gets to say no? Let me tell you, the girlies who get to say no, or and especially the guys, right? You know who gets to say no? People who take care of themselves. People who don't take care of themselves, people who are relying on other people to do things for them, they don't get to say no. They are obligated to others, okay? But when you are working for yourself, doing for yourself, right? Obviously, everybody has responsibilities, but you get to say no to this and that. You get to pick and choose, okay? And that's the thing about our sovereignty, is that we can have the things we want as long as we're willing to get them ourselves. You know, asking our literal enemy, you guys, it's really becoming more and more clear to me. And not in a hateful way, just in a practical way, okay? They are our enemy. Anybody who is unwilling to take accountability and make amends for the level of atrocity that we have faced in this country under this rule, okay, from the beginning till now, it has been oppressive. And, like, why would we ask them for anything? Why would we ask them for anything? We should stop asking them. We either demand, we get ourselves together where we're in a position to make demands because we're standing on business, okay? When you take care of yourself and you have your shit together, you can start making demands, and you can say, I will only be available if. Or you can say, I will no longer be available at all, okay? So there's so much power in taking personal accountability for ourselves. And I think that our ancestors would be proud. I don't think our ancestors ever truly expected to get anything from the white man. I don't think that they ever expected the white man to... I think we've known for a long time that they don't want to reason with us. You know, they don't want to be fair to us. And so just do it ourselves, okay? And do everything that our current living generation can do to get an economy going for us, so that our kids are not paying to live in the same way. You know, there are children who are alive right now. They might have it tough. They might have it, you know, a grind. But if we can really get something flowing for, you know, our grandchildren level, or for some of us, even our great-grandchildren level, that is a win. Okay? When I think about my great-grandmother was a sharecropper, and I am on live talking shit about white people. This is a miracle. This is a miracle, okay? All right, it is a miracle that I get to make the choices that I get to say no, okay? Because I said yes to myself. You get to say no to things you don't want to do when you're willing to say yes to yourself, because that means that you're no longer trying to please someone. You're only taking things that are truly in alignment, okay? I'm going to stop, keep over talking about that. Relationships, okay? And the better you are with yourself, and you're willing to take care of yourself, then you connect with people, right? And it's mutual respect. It's not a, can you take care of me? I gotta bamboozle this person's good nature so they can do something for me I don't even deserve. I'm not even willing to do for myself. Okay? And that's in friendships and lovers. Okay? So when you're willing to take accountability for you, you take care of yourself, so when black woman and black man say, you know, hey, I'm not dating right now because I'm working me out. Okay? Or that person's not qualified to be with me because they don't do enough. We're not really equally yoked, right? You just have to accept that and do better for yourself, right? Forgiveness. Okay? And practice that. Forgiveness is not forgetfulness, though. Okay? So it means you don't need to be mad about nothing and carry no hate around. Okay? You just make better choices about who you spend your time with. You are on the right path, period. Okay, I'm going to switch decks. We're just going to run through a couple of messages, and then I'm going to go. All praise to the Most High Power. We are grateful. Bam. The ancestors coming through. Don't ever forget. Don't ever forget where you came from, which is your mama and your daddy. That might be embarrassing for some of us. Some of us are proud, okay? But we come from a long line of survivors regardless, man. We went through so much. There is so much to be grateful for and so much to be in awe of in regards to how our ancestors made it through. Quick decision making, acting skills, okay? You know, and I'm not talking about for our performance level. I'm talking about in just surviving, okay? We survived. And I'm so proud of the foundational Black people of America, okay? The Solon people. I am so proud of us. And I think that we are truly the greatest people of our time. And we're doing something that people of our time have never seen done before, which is build a culture right in front of their eyes like it's trending. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how to explain what we're doing. It's like we're recreating ourselves, but we're on a stage, okay? And we're impacting the world. We're in foundational Black Americans. we are the most influential people of the world. And that is compared to other Black people. Okay, like the other Black people in other nations see what we do and be like, yep. It's just like how there's been more Africans standing up, okay, for themselves, and the Black people of the different countries starting to speak up and be like, hey, we exist. Prayer, ancestors, and some prayer, okay? Our word, our thoughts, okay? Our spirit coming together. Gifts, we're receiving our gifts, okay? So just in that, just between prayer and meditation, definitely receiving gifts. And I feel like these are gifts like personal powers. Angels, okay? Heaven is out here. Okay, so this message, I feel like, you know, I don't know, I feel like I rambled or I was pausing, it wasn't perfect, right? But the way this energy is coming out right now just lets me know that God is all over it. Like, exactly what I said is what it is, about how we are the chosen ones. Okay? Money is coming. Money is coming, okay? Energy. I feel like we might even be creating our own new currency, okay? What you want to call it. Think about it. What you want to call the new dollar. The black dollar. What you want to call it. The bala. Sorry. I don't know why I got so excited about that. I just thought it was so funny. Anyways, what you trying to call the black dollar? Music, okay? So we're definitely going to be receiving messages in the music and just being moved. I feel like we're just going to be not just hearing the music, but really feeling it, okay? Solar plexus. Okay, so that's us getting up and doing some shit. So make sure that we're taking those one step at a time type energy. But I also, when I read solar, I was like, and the sun love us. Ah! Okay. That's how I feel like, and the sun gonna help. Okay. So if it's hot as fuck, don't even be mad. Okay. Because it was October. It just started sort of switching down to being cool. Witchcraft, so make sure you're stronger, make sure you're up on your game as far as witchcraft is concerned. It ain't nothing for you to be like, ah! No, just make sure that you have, whether you do your prayer away or you put your salt in front of your door or whatever it is that you do, you know what I'm saying, do that. I heard we need to make sure we voodoo this flu season, so any type of illnesses, make sure you're on top of that. Like, have your little tinctures and stuff already prepared. I heard a couple little coughings. My throat was tickly. Everybody need to be on their shit. Oregano, you can get that on Whole Foods or Amazon. That is my go-to antibiotic. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I hope they never fucking change that product. I hope they always be able to make it available. But it's oregano. It's Mediterranean, wild Mediterranean oil mixed with olive oil because it's very strong. So in the event that the world ends and we have to make our own, okay? It's oregano, but it's wild Mediterranean. But you know, I'm realizing that America is a Mediterranean climate. A lot of places in America are a Mediterranean climate. Tincture, yeah. What did I just say? I said we needed to have our tinctures and our salves and all of our shit together. So I had just ordered me some castor oil, and I did the oil pulling with just the castor oil instead of the coconut oil. And it's so much better than the coconut oil because with the coconut oil, they recommended 15 minutes. The castor oil, only 2 minutes. I probably did it for like 5, right? And my mouth has been clean. It's been at least 2 days. Just feels clean. Like I've brushed, but I don't know. It's like a continuous cleanse. Yeah. Alright, I'm about to get up off here because I'm getting tired. And I want to eat something. Yang. So this is not more of energy of manifesting it, doing it, taking the actual actions and doing the steps. So we're going to use our masculine energy to get some work done. Yep, exercise. So get to it, guys. Peace.